This is one of those stories I never thought I'd tell. Not because I'm ashamed, but because it still messes with my head that I let this man into my life, into my home, into my family. And he left behind nothing but lies, broken promises, and a trail of chaos. So here it is. Buckle up. I met Mason online. He was charming, polite, funny in a dry, sarcastic kind of way. He was 51, divorced, a father of 4, though only one was still living at home. And he had this tired kindness in his voice, like life had roughed him up a bit, but he still believed in love. I was 39, a widow. I'd lost my husband 7 years prior, and after a long stretch of healing, I was finally open to the idea of someone new. We hit it off fast. Texts turned into calls. Calls turned into video chats. Within a month, we were exclusive. He told me all about his marriage. She was a nurse, worked long hours, and according to Mason, she just stopped caring. I sympathized. Maybe too much. I shared my own story too, how my late husband had been controlling and manipulative, how I had fought tooth and nail to build a safe life for my 2 kids, and Mason would just listen, hold space for my pain. It felt good, healing even. At the 5-month mark, Mason moved in. Yeah, I know, that sounds fast. But we were in love, or at least I thought we were. He was between rentals and I had the space. An old 4-bedroom house I'd inherited from my aunt. My kids liked him. He got along with my family. Even his mother, Barbara, was sweet and supportive. She called me daughter-in-love and treated my kids like her own grandkids. Things felt almost too good, and maybe that should have been the first red flag. Because not long after he moved in, Mason lost his job. He worked construction. And layoffs weren't uncommon, but this was the 3rd job in under a year. Still, I gave him the benefit of the doubt. I was making decent money. We could manage for a little while. Then came the excuses. Every job interview was too far, too low paying, or they never called back. He spent more time on the couch, sleeping in, playing video games with my teenage son, watching true crime documentaries late into the night. Meanwhile, I was juggling work, bills, grocery runs, school pickups, dog walks, laundry piles, everything. It wasn't sustainable. I tried talking to him. He always had a reason. Depression, he said. Burnout, he said. That it was just a rough patch, that he would get back on his feet soon. I wanted to believe him, because when things were good, they were great. We had a passionate, intimate relationship. He was affectionate, funny, attentive. But when he shut down, it was like living with a ghost. By February 2025, I couldn't take it anymore. I sat him down one night and told him plainly, "You've got 2 weeks. You need to find work or start contributing some other way, because I can't carry this house, the kids, and you all by myself anymore." He nodded, said he understood, said he was sorry, said he'd do better. The next morning, he was quiet, barely said 2 words. Then, around 10 a.m., he came out of the bedroom in tears. "I'm not okay," he said. "I need help. I'm going to the hospital." I was stunned. I asked if he wanted me to go with him, but he insisted I stay home and pick up the kids from school. He hugged me, kissed me, said he loved me, and then he left. That was the last time I saw him. I waited all day. No call, no update. I called the hospital. He wasn't there. I called his mom. She hadn't heard from him. I texted him, messaged him, left voicemails. Nothing. Days passed. Still no word. Then I logged into my laptop and realized he disconnected his iCloud from the family account. He unfriended me on Facebook, blocked my number. I felt sick. I called his sister. She told me Mason had been crashing on her couch for a few days, that he needed space, that he told her we'd broken up. He ghosted me. After 16 months of building a life together, he vanished. I was devastated. But what broke me more was what I found next. I received a message request on Instagram from a woman named Kayla. She said, "Hey, I don't know if this is weird, but I think we were dating the same guy. Mason?" Turns out he had been seeing Kayla since January, telling her I was just his roommate, that we had broken up months ago. She even showed me photos of them together at a hotel on Valentine's Day. I couldn't breathe. He had used me for a home, for stability, for comfort, while lining up his next situation behind my back. And Kayla wasn't the only one. There were others. He had dating app profiles: Tinder, Bumble, Hinge. He was fishing for sympathy from single moms and divorcees, playing the victim card, telling everyone how terrible his ex-wife was, how heartless I was, how lost he felt. It was a pattern. I took a week off work. I needed space, time. I cried a lot. But I also did what I always do. I got up. I cleaned the room he stayed in, donated the clothes he left, deleted every message, blocked every account, told my kids that sometimes people lie, even when they seem kind. His mom texted me once. She was embarrassed, said she had no idea he'd do that. She apologized, but I could tell she'd seen this side of him before. Looking back now, I don't think Mason ever intended to stay. He was a drifter, someone who lived off pity and charm. He mirrored me, gave me the version of himself he thought I wanted. And when the act got too hard, he moved on. But I've learned a lot. That love without trust is just manipulation. That actions always speak louder than words. That anyone can fake kindness for a while, but you can't fake consistency. I'm not broken. I'm just wiser. And I know now. Never again will I ignore my gut. Thanks for listening to my story. If you made it this far, thank you for being here. If you've ever been love-bombed or ghosted by someone who played the victim, drop a comment. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you never miss another story. Until next time, stay strong and trust your instincts. When I say I truly loved him, I mean it with every piece of my heart. It wasn't just infatuation or a fleeting crush. He was the first person I allowed to see me fully, flaws, fears, trauma, and all. For nearly 2 years, I thought I had found my forever. Let's call him Daniel. Daniel was kind, attentive, thoughtful. He remembered little things I said in passing. He bought me my favorite snacks before I even asked. He texted good morning and good night like clockwork. He made me believe in love again after years of guarding my heart. We had that kind of chemistry that made people say, "You two are perfect together." And for the longest time, I believed them. We had talked about marriage. We dreamed about a little house, 2 dogs, maybe a baby in a few years. I trusted him with everything: my past, my dreams, my deepest insecurities. That's what makes what happened so devastating. The week it happened, everything felt normal. We hung out 3 times that week. Went to dinner one night, had a movie night the next. He cuddled me, laughed with me, kissed me like nothing was wrong, like he wasn't carrying a massive betrayal in his pocket the entire time. He even texted me that night, the night it happened. A "good night, babe" text, a "miss you already" message, all while having just attempted to cheat on me, literally hours earlier. He was rejected, by the way. The girl he went after turned him down. Let that sink in. The only reason he didn't go through with it was because someone else had more morals than he did. I found out a week later, and not because he told me. Not because he broke down crying in guilt. Not because he loved me enough to confess. I found out because his best friend, bless his soul, couldn't take it anymore. He sat me down and said, "You don't deserve this. You should know the truth." My heart dropped. He told me everything. Where Daniel was, how Daniel laughed it off later, claiming it wasn't a big deal. It didn't count, he had said. It wasn't cheating if it didn't go anywhere. Excuse me? When I confronted Daniel, he didn't even deny it. He just stood there, silent, like a child caught with candy he wasn't supposed to have. He admitted to trying to kiss her, trying to see if the spark was still there, whatever the hell that means. When I asked him why, he just kept saying, "I don't know. I was in a weird headspace." Weird headspace? We'd been together for almost 2 years. Loyal, loving, committed. And in one night, he decided to put it all at risk. And for what? He said he didn't plan it, that it just happened, that he was drunk, that he didn't mean to hurt me. I told him what hurt me wasn't just the attempt. It was how he looked me in the eyes for a whole week afterward, holding my hand, kissing me, sleeping beside me, and never once told the truth. He acted like everything was fine. That level of deceit, it broke something inside me. I didn't cry at first. I didn't scream or throw things. I just felt hollow, like something sacred had been violated. Daniel begged. He pleaded. He cried. He said it was the biggest mistake of his life. That he was loyal for 22 months. Couldn't that count for something? And you know what? I almost caved. Because when you love someone that deeply, when you've dreamed about a life with them, it's hard to walk away, even if every fiber in your being tells you that you should. And then came the questions, the guilt. Not for him, but from me. Was I not enough? Did I do something wrong? Was he unhappy and I missed the signs? Should I have been more fun, more sexy, less emotional? But here's the truth no one wants to admit. Sometimes people betray you not because you lacked anything, but because they lacked the discipline, the maturity, and the love you gave so freely. Daniel never gave me a real explanation. Over and over. What changed? Why now? After everything we've been through, why? But he didn't have an answer, because cheaters rarely do. It wasn't about me. It was about him. His ego, his boredom, his inability to resist temptation. The saddest part is, I know he did love me. I felt it. But love isn't just emotion. It's action, commitment, integrity, and he failed all three. The worst part about heartbreak isn't the crying. It's the silence afterward. The empty bed, the phone that doesn't ring, the habits you built around a person who no longer deserves them. But day by day, I'm healing. I'm learning not to question my worth just because someone couldn't recognize it. If you've ever been cheated on, if someone you trusted betrayed you when you least expected it, know this: you didn't deserve it. You didn't cause it, and you are not defined by what they did. You are worthy of love that doesn't make you question your value. You are not alone. If you related to my story, or if you've gone through something similar, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your journey. Let's support each other through this. I've been with James for nearly 4 years. We met as teenagers, just two kids navigating heartbreaks and high school chaos. Our friendship bloomed into something more around our early 20s. It was slow, it was safe, and it felt real. We did long distance for a while. He moved to Istanbul for work, while I stayed back home finishing grad school. It wasn't easy, but love rarely is. Last December, we started talking about seeing each other. I had a break coming up, and we thought about meeting in Barcelona, somewhere new, romantic, and halfway for both of us. But James told me he couldn't afford to bring me. He sounded frustrated, embarrassed even. I told him not to worry. I even offered to pay for my part, or help however I could. I just wanted to be with him. That's all I ever really wanted. He said he'd try, but then started acting cold, so I backed off. I thought he was stressed. Flash forward to today, May 5th. I got a message from a mutual friend of ours. She sent me a screenshot. I almost dropped my phone when I saw it. It was James, texting another girl. Not just a girl, someone he invited to stay with him in Istanbul. The date on the message? November 16th. Almost a full month after he told me he couldn't afford to bring me to Barcelona. Not even a maybe, not a let's plan something later, just straight up told me no. But somehow he could afford to house and entertain her. And to make it worse, on that exact same day, he texted me, "I love you so much." I stared at the screen for what felt like an hour. I didn't cry, not at first. I felt this strange wave of numbness. My heart just stopped. My mind was blank. like my body was protecting me from feeling too much all at once. I flew to Istanbul in January with my own money just so I could be with him. I didn't even hesitate. I've never cheated. I never even flirted. Even when other guys reached out or made it obvious they were interested, I shut it down because I had James. And he always made me feel like that was enough. Like I was enough. But now, everything makes sense. How he stopped posting photos of us. How he kept saying he wanted to stay private. I thought he was just a private person. But no, he was hiding me, hiding us. I used to think loyalty was rare, and when I found it, I would hold on forever. But now I know loyalty doesn't matter when it's one-sided. I was with him through everything. He had some of the lowest lows I've ever seen someone go through. I helped him get on his feet, gave him support, gave him love when he couldn't even love himself. And he still found a way to lie to me, flirt behind my back, invite another woman to share space with him, while sending me "I love you" texts. How do you even begin to process that kind of betrayal? I thought we had something special. I thought we were unbreakable. But turns out it was all in my head. Now here's the real kicker. I'm still in Istanbul. I'm still with him, in the same room. And I can't even look at him. Every time our eyes meet, I see those texts burned into my brain. I see the lie, the betrayal, the smile he gave me after sending her those messages. He acts like nothing happened, like this is just a rough patch. But it's not. This is a line I will not let anyone cross. I can forgive a lot of things: distance, miscommunication, struggles. I've forgiven mistakes in the past. But this was calculated. He looked at another woman and made a choice, a conscious decision, and then came home and held me like nothing was wrong. So here I am, typing this out on his Reddit account because I can't get into mine right now. But maybe this is where I start to heal. This is where I let it all out. I don't hate him. That's what makes this worse. I loved him. He was my best friend, the one I'd wake up and think about, the one I saw myself growing old with. But love without trust is a house built on sand. And now, everything we built is sinking. He lost me, and maybe he won't feel it now. Maybe not tomorrow. But one day, when he's lying next to someone else, pretending again, hiding again, he'll remember me. He'll remember the woman who gave him everything. And when he reaches out to someone else the way he did to her, maybe, just maybe, he'll hesitate. Because I once gave him real love, and he threw it away for a fantasy. My grandmother once told me, when someone breaks your heart, every soul they touch after you will carry a piece of your pain, not as punishment, but as a reminder of the good they let go. So I leave you with this: to the man I loved, you had something real, and you broke it. to the woman out there wondering if she should forgive someone who's lied to her, you already know the answer. And to those still searching for real love, it exists. But don't ever settle for someone who hides you, because the moment someone chooses deception over loyalty is the moment you walk away with your head held high.